I had the pleasure to travel to Iceland last winter, and I think you should too. Iceland is known for its long summer days and beautiful landscapes, but I don't think the Icelandic winters get enough credit. My best friend John and I had been dreaming of this trip for about 4 to 5 years. We'd never made the time to do it, but this winter, we sat down and said, let's go. And after just one conversation, we had our trip to Iceland booked. We shared our excitement with his wife and a couple of our friends, and the 5 of us committed to 5 days in Iceland. Our first day was spent trying to beat jet lag and take advantage of the 5 or so hours of daylight. There's something about the lack of daylight that makes you appreciate the few hours of light, along with any sunny days. The first afternoon, we explored towards the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, had a meal at a local cafe with a cute doggy, before heading home to have a fitting first dinner in Iceland, lamb stew. The plan for the trip was to see as many beautiful landmarks as possible, but also allow ourselves to get lost and enjoy lamb. Honestly, this just feels so right though. My first time cooking lamb in Iceland. We knew we had to see some big waterfalls, visit a natural hot spring, watch a sunset on a black sand beach, and hopefully find some good coffee and some local foods. It was a long first day of traveling and exploring, so we spent the evening recharging our batteries and having this lamb stew or lamb goulash. This is basically goulash. 6:23. We'll go see some waterfalls. Hopefully be there for sunrise. It's day 2 in Iceland. Day 2 was waterfall day. We woke up real early, like 6 a.m. early, and got ourselves prepared for the 3-hour drive to the south coast of Iceland. We planned to hit a few waterfalls along the way, and pulling up to the first one, we were just stunned. This first waterfall was named Seljalandsfoss, and it was absolutely beautiful. You could walk right behind it and down to the base of it, maybe get a bit soaked, but absolutely worth the experience. Next stop, Glyjufrabui. This second falls was just a short walk away from the first, and by far my favorite experience in Iceland. I had no idea what to expect walking through this little tavern, as you can't really see the falls until you enter it. And when you get in, you don't realize how close you are and how much water is falling. There was really nothing stopping me from going right into the water. You could walk right up to it as close as you'd like. We continued our trek along the coast, stopping for coffee and lunch. Oh my gosh, it's cut in half. Thanks, Mom. Before visiting the iconic Skagafoss. From a distance, pulling up, it appeared about the same as the last waterfall, but as you approached it, you could understand the magnitude and the size of this waterfall. On top of that, you could walk to the top and enjoy the views of subsequent waterfalls down the way. We were so hopeful for a black sand beach sunset, but it wasn't meant to be on this day. Regardless, we made our way down to enjoy the beach and the views before a long, tired drive home. Despite not having that dreamy sunset this evening, this was a very peaceful and enjoyable experience. We talked about the beauty of Iceland, even when it's not sunny and it's not the summer, and this was a perfect example of it. There was so much peace and tranquility here that evening. One gentleman asked us to take a video for him to send to his friends as he ran into the water with his full clothes on, and he was so happy to just be here in the moment enjoying this. And this is exactly what we felt that day, just pure joy and peacefulness. The following morning, we were greeted with a beautiful sunrise and amazing views. We decided we wanted to see more of the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, so we pinned a ton of locations on our map. The day was full of getting lost and exploring whatever we had in mind, and honestly, whatever we thought looked beautiful. Driving that morning was incredible because the sunrise was transforming the landscape in front of our eyes. We would stop, see a beautiful mountain range, take pictures, and just keep doing this for what felt like the next 30 minutes to an hour. And then, probably the best thing of the trip happened that morning. We spotted a rainbow so vibrant and so clear. And better than that, it was a double rainbow.
Oh my god. Are you kidding? Dude.
I hope the video did it some justice, because in real life it felt like I could reach out and grab both sides of the rainbow. With the morning starting so well, it felt like some foreshadowing of the day to come. We continued east further into the Snaefellsnes Peninsula, where we arrived to this black church, whose name is really hard to pronounce. Either way, we were blessed to have a sunny day as the mountains in the background glowed a beautiful orange and the grass was so vibrant.
You could definitely drink this water, I think. Hit it. Seems like regular water. Oh. Holy shoot. Wow. Holy. You know what this looks like?
The evening ended with a cheeky coffee in a small fishing village named Arnestapi, along with some time spent enjoying the waves. Without sounding too cliche, this might have been one of the best days of my life. We saw so much raw and untouched beauty in the Snaefellsnes Peninsula, and although we didn't go to all of the spots that we had in mind, the beauty of picking our own adventure and stopping at the side of the road and walking into a gorge was what made this day beautiful. It truly felt like we were on a different planet the entire day, and to really make our drive home beautiful, we were blessed with a sunset that I will never forget. I can't even begin to describe the feeling driving home and seeing this. It was just, yes, it was just something so peaceful. As I said in the beginning, Iceland is lovely in the summer, but I think the winter needs more credit. During our 5 days there, we covered a fraction of the island, and were just wowed by it. We saw mountains, rainbows, waterfalls, green fields, even saw the northern lights. On this morning, we were able to visit one of the many natural hot springs that Iceland has to offer, and it was really a nice way to end off the trip. If there's anything I can leave you with, though, it's to plan that trip and to make the time to do it. This was a thought for a few years, and to go and share it with friends was a blessing. We wanted to see the northern lights for all these years, and 2 a.m. on our last night there, we saw them. So, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in another Unordinary Day with me.